Okay, so jumping right into things today, we're doing a deep dive on a question posed by Tech Talks today.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
Are tech billionaires true visionaries,
Sure.
or are they just power players?
Yeah,
And they give like both sides of the argument,
right.
and so we're gonna kind of try to pull out those arguments and see what we can make of them.
Yeah, it's an interesting debate for sure. And they jump right into the visionary side, you know, highlighting all the incredible innovation these guys have spearheaded.
Yeah,
I mean, just think how different our lives are because the technology they've championed,
totally.
communication,
Ugh.
healthcare, even like just our everyday routines. It's wild.
Yeah, and they really point out the world's been changed in, quote, incredible ways, end quote,
For sure.
by stuff like AI, right?
Yeah, AI and even like the whole commercial space exploration thing that's starting to take off.
Right.
Which kind of makes you wonder, like, what drives someone to pursue these seemingly impossible technological leaps?
Yeah.
What's at the heart of that visionary argument?
Yeah.
Well, the idea is they have this unique ability to see future possibilities, and this relentless drive to turn those visions into reality, things that most people just don't even see, and they have the resources to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a way, their ambition, their drive, it actually ends up fueling societal progress through all this innovation.
Okay, so that's one side.
Right.
But then, like you said, they bring up the flip side, the power player argument.
Yeah. Because the thing is, with immense wealth,
Yeah.
it's immense influence.
Right.
That's just the reality. And that's where the whole, like, power player thing comes in.
Right, and that's where the concerns come up too, right?
Absolutely.
Because that much wealth means they can seriously influence policies, shape markets, even impact our culture in a huge way.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's why the question Tech Talks today asks is so important.
Yeah.
Is this concentration of power actually good for society as a whole?
Yeah, and they even touch on tech monopolies, which, I mean, right away makes you think about competition,
Exactly.
about real consumer choice, and whether a handful of people are essentially steering society in directions that mainly benefit them.
Right, right.
It's a big question.
It is. And it makes you think, like, can someone be both a visionary and a power player at the same time?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, it's rarely a black and white situation.
I guess not.
You could genuinely be pushing for good, for progress,
Right.
for innovation,
Right?
but also wield massive power because of your success and wealth.
Right.
So then the key becomes, like, what's the impact of that power?
Yeah.
Is it mainly pushing the positive parts of your vision, or are there downsides, intended or not?
Yeah, and in the show, the host asks straight up, so what do you think?
Hmm.
Are these leaders the modern-day visionaries sparking innovation, or are they power players steering society for their own interests?
Oh, that's a great question. And I think what's really interesting is they don't give a definitive answer,
Yeah,
which kind of reflects how complex this whole issue is.
right.
It forces you to think critically about their motivations and the broad impact these tech leaders have.
Absolutely. So basically what we're seeing from Tech Talks today are two contrasting ideas.
Right.
The tech billionaire as this visionary who's responsible for incredible technological advancement, but then also this other side,
Mhm.
the tech billionaire as this power player, someone who has a ton of influence and can impact society in ways that could be both positive and negative.
And the key takeaway, for me at least, is that they're really urging us to be critical,
Yeah.
to recognize those innovations, but also to really evaluate the bigger societal impacts, the implications of having so much power concentrated in just the tech sector.
Absolutely.
Something we have to keep in mind.
Yeah, for sure. And that kind of leads to a thought I had. With tech moving so fast and these companies getting more and more influential, what are the responsibilities of these visionaries or, power players, whatever you want to call them, to society?
Right.
And how do we even start to define or manage that responsibility as tech keeps changing our world?
Yeah, that's the big question,
It is. It's definitely something to think about.
for sure.
All right. Well, that's our deep dive for today.
Until next time.
Thanks for listening.